In the Brother Race Report, we visit the Dirt Bronco track in Krugersdorp for national motocross action. Your commentator is Laren van der Westhuizen.
Thanks, Steve. Welcome to round 5 of the Monster Energy TRP National Motocross Championships right here at Dirt Bronco in the heart of Krugersdorp. Cold and rainy conditions overnight. And we can see everyone getting ready for the day's racing. Hopefully it's going to warm up later in the day. I'm pretty sure with all the action we got ahead of us, it's going to do exactly that. A little bit of love from the Monster Girls and the riders getting ready for the very first race of the day. It's going to be the MX1 riders. Big class of MX1 riders turned out. That's Neville Bradshaw flown in specifically from the UK to come to round 5 of the National Championships. The gate goes down and we're underway with the first race of the day. And we're mad dash down into turn 1. Looks like the good start's all coming from the outside. Kieran Fitzgerald, they're trying to tuck onto the inside. They go through that first turn. And it's the 108 who gets himself to the front. Good start from the 31, Bernie Eckrold. He's in that third place. There's Neville Bradshaw fourth at the moment. So he'll be hoping to make his way through the field nicely. But it's Wyatt Avis in his return to motocross after a long layoff due to injury. That's into second place. Hasn't had too much time to get up to full fitness. We'll see if he can hold it in that second place. Certainly got the pace to do so. Anthony Ace Reynard, about mid-pack at the moment. Not the start he would have liked. And David Goosen. He'll try and push hard to make his way through to the front. Kieran Fitzgerald leads the way from the Kawasaki rider, Wyatt Avis. Neville Bradshaw's moved into that third place. Sasha Nordia late on the brakes, and he tucks on the inside of the 31 of Bernie Eckrold. Before the race, we caught up with his teammates, David Goosen, ABE Midas Husqvarna.
So far so good, I guess. The track looks pretty muddy. It rained quite a lot last night, so a bit of experience overseas will help me out through the mud. But just to have fun and have the feeling I've been having for the last few weeks on my bike, and just wouldn't mind a good consistent race today. You know, 2 good races, good starts, and just putting my own laps in. So pretty keen, and it's a local event for us, so give it my best shot.
You'll have to do exactly that because Kieran Fitzgerald is clocking out in the front. Sasha Nordia is looking good. He's made his way up into contention as well. The 211 of Jaden Ashwell also up in the mix. Whoa, rider goes down through the left-hand turn. It just shows you how the slippery conditions are catching riders out. It's Wyatt Avis, and it looks like him and Caleb Tennant had a little bit of a coming together. Two are good mates. They'll sort it out afterwards, I'm sure. And Kieran Fitzgerald looks like he's dropped to second place now. Neville Bradshaw's found his way to the front. And David Goosen also in the mix. So from mid-pack, the Goose on the 21 has found his way into that 5th place, trying to make a pass on Sasha Nordia. There we go, through the wave section. Sasha Nordia, well, he's trying to hold off the 21 of David Goosen. David Goosen really put in some very fast lap times to make his way towards the front. He's looking at a potential podium here if he can get past the number 1, the reigning champion. Bradley Thompson on the 217, enjoying his ride. And Cam Woodendahl out there as well, the 100 up from KZN in the very competitive MX1 class. Last lap board goes out for a race leader. Neville Bradshaw has checked out. There's a bit of a tussle for second place as David Goosen now goes for an inside pass on Kieran Fitzgerald. Nothing gentlemanly about that pass, but he was committed to it and up to second place. Kieran Fitzgerald going to have to see if he can fight from here. Before the race, we caught up with Fly KTM rider Ross Branch.
The bike's going awesome. KTM 350 is a great bike and having a lot of fun on it, and I think the track today will suit at 350, so gonna go out and give it my best shot. You know, the guys are so fast and the level's really high, so you know, we want a championship for KTM at the end of the day, and Kieran's leading, so we've definitely got our job cut out for us today, and you know, we're gonna go out there and give it our best shot.
Ross Branch, of course, riding the 350 KTM and using it to good effect out there on the track. Another rider goes down. It's Ryan Ngeli having a little bit of a disaster. We're hoping for better days in the next race. 21 David Goosen is looking good in second place. Looks like he's running out of time to catch Neville Bradshaw, who's had a faultless race up in the front. Got there nice and early. Caleb Tennant, also nice to see him back in form, racing with Ross Branch, but no one could catch that man on the 272, Neville Bradshaw.
The race went pretty good. I didn't get the best start, but chose some good lines and came through good. Kieran was quite far in front, so I just paced myself, got on the back of him and managed to get around him after a couple of laps, and then got a nice gap back to David Goosen in second, so rode that one out, and yeah.
Time now for the MX2 class, one of the most competitive classes in South African motocross. Tristan Purden, one of the favourites, from the Yamaha team, along with his teammate Reed Sinix, Garrick Pretorius, Vision Racing Yamaha, Jakkels Fulkerson, all the way from Bethlehem. Jason Visser, part of the AB minus Husqvarna team. Away they go for their race, and it's going to be another dash down to turn one. And once again, the great start's coming from the outside. It's Tristan Purdon. Oh, he gets together with Matty Milan. Tristan Purdon a little out of control there, and somehow hits his teammate in mid-corner. That was also Jason Visser that had gone down. So two firm favourites for this race, Jason Visser and Matty Milan, out straight away. A little glimpse of the mud on the track. So the two TLB Yamaha riders up in the front. There's Tristan Purdon, Reed Sinix with a great start. Reed Sinix, one of the younger riders out there, and proving that he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. That was the 57 of Matty Milan fighting his way back from the crash. But Tristan Purdon up in the front. He spent the last week up in Gauteng and practicing on the track, and looks like it's paying off. Lots of fast riders all chasing him down. Neville Bradshaw, after winning the MX1s, will be hoping to get up there and pull off a win in this class. A lot of youngsters and a lot of talent. It's Ashley Thixton from Zimbabwe going around Garrick Pretorius, who's gone and dropped it. He'll be a little upset with that. Still in second place, so 225, putting pressure. That's Reed Sinix on Tristan Purdon. But on the rougher sections of the track, Tristan Purdon showing his true class. And here comes Neville Bradshaw on the 272. Kieran Fitzgerald also makes him fourth place. He'll be wanting to redeem himself after the MX1 race and see if he can get up there and get a good solid podium. So Tristan Purdon leads the way in the 41. A little bit of a gap now over Neville Bradshaw. And looks like we're missing Reed Sinix. He's nursing a little bit of an injury and has dropped back a few places. Matty Milan tosses the goggles, but we caught up with Anthony Reynard.
I think we're all a bit surprised and shocked of the conditions today. What we expected to be a nice hard pack sunny day has turned out to be a total sloshy, messy track, and really muddy and tricky conditions, I think, for everyone. It kind of evens the playing field, so I think it's going to be a good day's racing.
So words from Anthony Reynard before the race. He's out in the action as well in this race. Neville Bradshaw trying his level best to catch Tristan Purdon. But the youngster on the 41, there he goes past Ashley Thixton on 71, the Zimbabwean. A little bit of practice ahead of his big race in home country in upcoming weeks. So Tristan Purdon up in the front. He knows exactly the gap back to Neville Bradshaw. Here's a youngster. He'll be trying to draw on every bit of experience he's got here to bring this one home through to the finish. The track is treacherous at the moment. There you're having to see using the wide line through that left-hander. And onto the back straight. Neville Bradshaw changed body language as he tries to chase down on Tristan Purdon. Kieran Fitzgerald back in third place. Little look over his shoulder. Reed Sinix is trying to find his teammate Matty Milan, who's also closing up the gap. Anthony Reynard, very second-hand Husqvarna. That was in the crash he had with Jason Visser on the start line. He's also fighting through nicely. Tristan Purdon wants to bring this to the checkered flag. The gap has come right down, only about 20 metres or so between himself and second place. It was just half a lap to go. Tristan Purdon up and over the castle tabletop. So just two corners, and the checkered flag waits for the Yamaha rider.
Great start. There was a bit of a mess up with the 15 second, but I took advantage of that and just put my head down and kept in the lead and brought it home.
Time now for the 125 class, where Vision Racing, Tinswalo out of Africa Yamaha have brought in a guest rider from Madagascar.
Hello, my name is Thierry Rakutumang. I come from Madagascar and I ride the 125.
Great to have international talent with us. We also had a rider from the Arab Emirates as well, but on the line, looks like a great start. Charles van Eerden, maybe Midas Husqvarna to the front. Oh, and a little bit of carnage in turn one. That was Joshua Mlimi that got hung up there. And, Regan Wasmuth from Zimbabwe sends Michael Wallater straight off the track. So good start from the 32. Right behind Ricky Roth on his home track. Man's looking for a podium here. He certainly got the pace to do so. Having a look down the field was also Dirk van der Westhuizen. Joshua Mlimi quickly made his way into second place. A track he knows very, very well when it comes to tough rutty conditions. No one to beat that man on the TLP KTM. Joshua Mlimi gets alongside Charles van Eerden. This looks like a big battle for the lead. Wow, just like that. That's not a part of the track. Many guys have made passes, but Joshua Mlimi certainly got to the front. And Charles van Eerden back to second place. I think that would have caught him by surprise. Third place, the TLB Monster Energy Yamaha Dirk van der Westhuizen, the championship leader, fighting back from a bad start. Fourth place, the Zimbabwean Regan Wasmuth on 32, holding off Ricky Roth on 25. We said Ricky Roth, one of the most talented youngsters in the country, and keeps it ahead of the 42 of Marco de Frey. There's Travis Quirson. Before the race, we had an opportunity to catch up with him.
Just want to get smooth lines and stuff, try jump everything. Get the track. The track's pretty gnarly. It's rutted. Yeah, pretty rough, wet.
One of the newcomers to the sport of motocross, but very much enjoying his riding out there and improving every time he gets out on the track. Ricky Roth looks like he's trying to make a pass on Regan Wasmuth. Wow, and does so. Big battles going on. Market Afraid capitalizes round the outside. How was that for a move? 2 passes in 1 corner, showing you what corner speed the man in 42 does have, and brings along his good mate Ricky Roth. Ruben Okamp 130. Not the best of starts for Ruben on a track he knows very well. But the win going to go to the number 2 TRP KTM rider, Josh Mlimi.
Definitely feels good. Hard work starting to pay off, and just got a full head of confidence coming back from Spain from the Junior World Champs. And yeah, feels good to get another double victory and just closing up the points now and just trying to keep it consistent still.
Points were very close on the 1-5 class at the end of the day. It's going to go down to the wire. During the break, the crowd got to mingle with the top riders. It was great to see them signing posters. The crowd enjoying themselves at round 5 of the National Championships. The Mix 1 class on the line for their second heat of the day. First one was a great one for Neville Bradshaw. Can anyone step up to the plate and go for it this time? Great view of our monster ladies down the 5-second board. We're ready for action. Ross Branch with a good jump on the 350, then gets a little sideways. That's going to cost him. Great start. Neville Bradshaw, but it's Sasha Nordia. Well, I don't even think Sasha held any brakes going into that turn. Nice diving on the inside. Sometimes you have to get really rough to make sure you get the whole shot, especially in this class. And a good start from Neville Bradshaw, but how about that into second place? Jaden Ashwell, the Zimbabwean, has been proving he is a strong force in the MX1 class in 2015. Better start from Anthony Ace Reynard, up in the top 4 or 5. A track that he doesn't know too well in conditions that you don't find very often down there in Cape Town, but he'll see if he can collect some points here and head on to the next round. It's where he can capitalize. All very close in the championship. And you see how the track has dried out. It was really muddy in practice in the first heat, but the track perfect conditions for the second heat. The ace Motorsports Husqvarna, Anthony Reynard, great shot as they head onto the back straight. During the lunch break, we had an opportunity to catch up with Wyatt Avis on his return after injury.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good after the injury. You know, the recovery process has been long. Not quite bike fit yet, but you know that's one thing about the mud today. It's not going to be about flat-out pace, so hopefully the fitness will be enough to get through today, be able to contend for a podium. Playing around a little bit with the superbike and having a lot of fun, and you know, there's not a track that we can go and train at and ride at down in Durban, so I thought up and up here, go have a couple of laps out at Red Star, and yeah, it was awesome. Had an absolute blast.
One of the true masters of motocross in the years gone by with South Africa, and he's still got plenty of pace out there. I'm sure a lot to do, whether it be motocross or superbikes, like you mentioned. But up in the front, Sasha Nordia wants to hold on to that number 1 plate. He's in a big fight for the championship with Cameron Fitzgerald. Neville Bradshaw, though, is fighting for that second place with the Zimbabwean Jaden Ashwell. Jaden not about to relinquish it to, well, almost a veteran now, Neville Bradshaw. There they go down to the back straight. Great corner speed for the 211, Jaden Ashwell. One of the fastest guys I've seen through the corners. Has he got enough, though, to hold off Neville Bradshaw, who wants that second place? He's running out of time to see if he can catch Sasha Nordia. He has to make the pass sooner or later. Big tussle here. Ross Branch, Wyatt Davis. And quite a few guys trying to join in the action. Kieran Fitzgerald, his teammate, also in the mix of that. And that, of course, is the championship leader. Sasha Nordia up in the front, got away nice and early in the race, and it doesn't look like Neville Bradshaw or Jaden Ashwell are going to be able to catch him. New part of the track, they jump out of the bomb hole. You can see the ruts that have developed on the track. Jaden Ashwell holding on for dear life, but here comes Neville Bradshaw, inside line. Oh, he's worked on that pass all race long, and finally it looks like he's made it. Big rut on the takeover of that tabletop. Can Jaden Ashwell come back at him? Track's dried out nicely, so able to use different lines through the back section. Jaden Ashwell there looks like he's resigned himself to the fact he's going to have to settle for third. Neville Bradshaw is on a mission, one of the fittest riders in South African motocross at the moment. He'll try and chase down on Sasha Nordia. Back in 4th place, David Goosen. And after a great first heat, didn't manage a great start. Kieran Fitzgerald still on a big tussle with his teammate Ross Branch, trying to make some points. Caleb Tennant also in the mix there on the 444. Kieran had a disaster start and trying to collect as many points as possible because Sasha Nordia, the main rider he's dicing the championship with, is up in the front. Great shots of Wyatt Davis on his return to form. No doubt by the next round he'll be the man to beat. But Sasha Nordia takes the win in race number 2.
Don't take anything for granted in this sport. I was just happy to start out in front. The bike's going so well. Just have to thank the Lord, Jesus, my Savior, everyone behind me, Yamaha, Monster Energy. And I was just glad I could get out there in front again and ride in the front.
In the Thor Results Roundup, TRP's Joshua Malimi scooped overall honours in the 125cc class at Dirt Bronco, with Charles van Eerden and Durko van der Westhuizen rounding off the podium. Tristan Purdon scooped the MX2 class overall on his Yamaha. Teammate Matty Milan was second overall, with Kerem Fitzgerald and Neville Bradshaw on equal points in third. Neville Bradshaw grabbed the overall honours in the MX1 class, with Sasha Nordier in second, ahead of Zimbabweans David Goosen and Jaden Ashwell. In the MX2 World Championship, KTM factory rider Paul Jonas has a slender lead over Tim Gasher, who rides for Honda this year. The injured Jeffrey Hurlings hangs on to third place. Frenchman Romain Fevre has a massive 84-point lead in the MX1 title chase, with countryman Gautier Paulin in second position. His Honda teammate Evgeny Bobryshev is close behind.